Godzilla vs. Kong is one of the best Godzilla movies I have ever seen. This movie does not only offer Godzilla and Kong at their very best, but also some of the best special effects and giant monster fighting we'll ever see on screen. Godzilla vs. Kong is the fourth installment of the cinematic universe dubbed as the Monsterverse that belonged to Warner Bros. And Legendary Studios. This began with Godzilla in 2014, followed by Kong Skull Island and Godzilla King of the Monsters. This is the second movie that Godzilla and Kong have fought one another, the original movie debuting in 1962 called King Kong vs. Godzilla. With 59 years passing since the original movie, Godzilla and Kong can finally get the rematch they deserve, with blockbuster budget and spectacle you would expect in 2021. As directed by Adam Wingard, Godzilla vs. Kong does not only live up to the city-stomping, jaw-snapping carnage and destruction moviegoers and fans alike expect, but continues the plot from the previous three movies and gives us the very best giant monster fighting I have ever seen on screen. With this movie keeping its promise and delivering so much more, this is Godzilla vs. Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong knows exactly what movie it needs to be. While it does not serve any deep or profound meaningful plot, it does not shy away from the two main stars of the movie, and it does not at any point forget that. Nor does a movie like Godzilla vs. Kong even need any deep or meaningful plot, when the movie is already focused on giving us such fantastic giant monster action, and giving us the love and attention and respect Godzilla and Kong deserve. This can be seen throughout the movie when both monsters are shown to have expression and personality, which adds so much more dynamic between the two monsters and their human co-stars in the movie. Godzilla vs. Kong picks up after the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters, where giant monsters roam around the world and Godzilla became the true king of the monsters and was crowned the king that ruled over all of them. Since Godzilla King of the Monsters, none of the monsters have attacked, until the beginning of Godzilla vs. Kong, where Godzilla attacks a Apex Cybernetics robotics facility which serves as the basis of the entire movie. With the news of Godzilla attacking the Apex Cybernetics facility spreading across the world, Monarch, the secretive organization who studies kaijus, are currently studying Kong, who has been since locked in captivity and has grown drastically since we've last seen him in the 2017 movie. With Kong being too big for Skull Island, Monarch, the secretive scientific organization which studies kaijus, decide that they need to move Kong to a new location. This new location not only needs to be safe for Kong, but also needs to protect him from Godzilla and also the other kaiju that currently roam around the world. Through extensive research and expeditions that have failed in the past, Monarch finds that the new location and home for Kong should be a place called the Hollow Earth, and that the Hollow Earth is a new ecosystem that is inside the planet. The problem that Monarch have is that they need to get to this location and home for Kong before they attract Godzilla and the two of them fight. However, despite Monarch's best efforts to avoid Godzilla, Godzilla eventually finds Kong regardless of Monarch's efforts to hide him anyway, and the two titans clash. This movie focuses on two plots, which is revolving around Kong finding his home in the Hollow Earth, and also the conspiracy of why Godzilla attacked the Apex Cybernetics facility. This attack by Godzilla on the Apex facility is why the movie happens, and why Monarch are worried about Kong's safety on Skull Island when Godzilla is rampaging. This attack by Godzilla is not only why Monarch helps Kong find his new home, but is also why the two titans eventually meet one another to fight once more. One of the best things that Godzilla vs. Kong does is that it realizes what kind of movie it is. It does not use a slow burner technique that the Godzilla 2014 movie uses, and it goes straight into the monsters and also the action and fighting that you'd expect from a movie like this. Adam Wingard, the director of GVK, does a good job of giving us a good balance between the humans and monsters, while giving us some humans that we actually care about. He also makes sure that each monster has its moment to shine in this monster mash of a movie, which can be quite a difficult balancing act when you've got all the human characters, Godzilla and Kong. They stay true to Kong's character, which we've seen in the 2017 movie, where he's an empathetic being that just wants peace and to find his home, and Godzilla, who is not good or bad and serves as a force of nature that wreaks havoc wherever he goes. There is an effort in Godzilla vs. Kong to ground the monsters to the human characters who we travel along with in the movie. The human characters themselves never detract and sour the movie. They don't let it become boring and generic like we've seen before in the past, and they certainly do not get in the way of Godzilla or Kong's screen time, which is a fantastic relief. We have some returning characters from the previous movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is Kyle Chandler as Mark Russell, who is father to Madison Russell, who is played by Millie Bobby Brown. For me, the best performance in the movie is Kaylee Hottie as Gia the Mute Native, who we see communicate with Kong throughout the movie, with sign language. Meanwhile, the worst performance for me goes to Millie Bobby Brown, with Kyle Chandler only returning as a cameo character. Moving away from the human characters, Godzilla himself is a neutral and natural force of nature who is ferocious and terrifying at every moment we spend with him. So whenever we see Godzilla come in the movie, he immediately steals the spotlight and thunder with how much presence and power he has in the movie. Kong, on the other hand, has a much larger story arc in the movie dedicated to his development as a character and finding his home. Godzilla vs. Kong also does a good job of keeping the monsters in focus at all times, even when we're spent with the human and exposition of the movie, by allowing the human characters to travel with Kong throughout the movie as we see Godzilla pop up here and there. Another point to add on to the monsters and their personality and character is that they both express themselves a lot through facial expressions and also through body language, which is not something we see a lot in kaiju movies, and that's something I really enjoy with Godzilla vs. Kong, that we see both these monsters have a lot more dynamic personality and expression that they express, which makes them a lot more enjoyable and relatable to watch. Like as I mentioned before, the effects in this movie are some of the best I've ever seen, whether that's the explosions that occur from the fighting of Godzilla and Kong, or whether it is the agility we feel from Kong as he moves around Godzilla, or the power and strength Godzilla exerts when he's on screen. In conclusion, Godzilla vs. Kong is a massive love letter to fans of the franchise. In this movie they do justice to both Godzilla and Kong, and we see that throughout the movie. While the human characters are overshadowed by the massive main stars of Godzilla and Kong, we absolutely understand why that happens, and this movie is just a joy to watch throughout. Godzilla vs. Kong exactly knows what movie it needs to be, and in the end they deliver in that overwhelmingly and give us so much more than we expect. This movie is absolute joy to watch, and I definitely recommend it for everyone watching this. This movie gets a solid 8 out of 10 for me as a moviegoer, but as a Godzilla fan who just enjoys the monster fights, I'd give it a 9 or even a 10 out of 10. While there is obvious flaws of the plot, and obviously human characters and their acting, that does not detract from the overall experience of the movie and how enjoyable it was for me. Let's hope we don't have to wait another 50 years before these two massive pop culture icons fight each other once more. If you enjoyed my non-spoiler review of Godzilla vs. Kong, please stomp on that like button and also smash that subscribe button in order to watch future videos from the channel. Be sure to destroy that bell button for more notifications on videos and content coming out from the channel. Keep on rampaging everyone. Take care.